Hi there, and welcome to this explainer. Okay, so if you're just starting out in the world of public relations, you've probably had this one very specific, very common dream. It's the dream where you put up one single post and boom, it takes off. The likes just start pouring in, millions of views rack up literally overnight, and suddenly you're the hottest brand on the planet. We've all had that dream, right? Staring at our phones, watching the notifications just roll in. It sounds like the absolute ultimate PR win. But today, we're going to take a closer look at why the reality of true PR value is often, well, very different from that viral dream. We're going to explore why going viral and actually getting real value are definitely not always the same thing. I mean, just look at that number, 1 million views. When you see a massive vanity metric like this, it feels incredibly powerful, mostly because it's so immediate and so in-your-face visible. But we have to stop and ask ourselves a really important question here. Does this sudden, massive wave of immediate visibility actually translate into a long-term PR win? Does it bring you credibility, sustained media coverage, or real, lasting impact for the brand? Well, as you'll see, the answer is often no. Actually, sometimes it can even distract you from your real PR goals.
Okay, let's dive right into this. What exactly does it mean to go viral? Let's define the moment.
Going viral simply means a piece of content spreading rapidly across platforms in a short period of time, driven by shares, comments, or algorithms. And I really want to emphasize that last part. Whether it's happening on TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, or X, this kind of explosive spread is often purely algorithmic and incredibly fast. It's basically an event where your content is suddenly pushed way, way beyond your normal network. To make this a bit more concrete, let's look at a quick example of going viral and what it actually looks like in PR terms. So imagine a startup founder. In step 1, they post this bold, controversial take about remote work on LinkedIn. You know the type, it's engaging, maybe a little polarizing. Then, step 2, people start debating it in the comments, and big industry influencers reshare the post. Suddenly we hit step 3, the post reaches millions of impressions. Now, if you're just looking at this on the surface, this massive visibility looks like a huge victory. The brand is suddenly visible everywhere, people are talking, and the engagement metrics are absolutely through the roof.
But let's move on and see how this builds. What actually happens after that initial surge of engagement fades? Let's connect this back to our example.
Here is the tough part. After the dust settles on that exciting viral moment, the long-term impact is usually quite limited. Despite reaching literally millions of people, journalists do not pick up the story. There's no follow-up media coverage whatsoever. You're essentially left holding a megaphone in an empty room. And crucially, that massive, engaged audience, well, they do not actually convert into real customers or result in any meaningful brand recognition. The attention the founder got was incredibly broad, sure, but it wasn't targeted. It didn't magically establish the company as an authority in its space.
Which brings us to a bit of a reality check. Here is why virality simply doesn't equal PR success.
Now, what's really interesting about this is seeing the chaotic nature of going viral right next to the deliberate, trust-building focus of a real PR strategy. On one side, we have virality. It's fast, it's totally unpredictable, and it's completely driven by algorithms rather than any kind of long-term strategy. It can definitely put your name in front of people, for sure. But on the other side, look at PR. PR is built around credibility, consistency, and narrative control. PR is about intentionally shaping what people actually think when they see your name. A random viral hit, it just doesn't guarantee that journalists will treat you as credible or newsworthy.
So we need to talk about the huge disconnect between attention and authority. It's the classic battle of reach versus reputation.
There is a massive, massive disconnect here. Attention is simply reach and engagement. A funny meme or a highly controversial post might generate a mountain of attention. But on the other side, we have authority, which is a trustworthy, expert-led reputation. Just because a brand has a ton of eyeballs on it for a fleeting moment, that doesn't mean the brand is suddenly media-ready or credible. This is exactly where so many viral moments fall completely short in a PR context. Listen, attention is just reach. It is definitely not reputation.
Okay, coming back to our example, let's really interrogate those results.
Think about it. What did that visibility actually build? Did that founder's viral moment lead to actual media interviews? Did it strengthen their overall brand positioning in the market? Did it create a consistent narrative that the company can reliably use in its future PR efforts? If the answer to those questions is no, and let's be honest, it usually is, then that virality existed entirely on its own. It was completely separate from any actual long-term PR value.
Now, it's not all doom and gloom. Let's talk about when going viral actually can help your PR by making it strategic.
So the crucial point is that a viral post must connect to a larger pre-existing PR strategy if it's going to turn into actual press coverage. Virality works best when it reinforces an existing narrative you've already been building, or when it actively supports an ongoing PR campaign. It's super valuable when it drives journalists toward a clear, actionable story angle, or when it naturally aligns with current trends that are already being covered in the media. When you have those puzzle pieces in place, a viral moment has a much, much higher chance of becoming real PR.
All right, bringing it all together, here is the absolute key takeaway. Systems over fleeting moments.
Going viral is a moment. PR is a system. I love this because it's the absolute core truth. Without a system in place to capture, direct, and build upon that attention, even the absolute biggest algorithmic win will simply fade away into the endless scroll of our social media feeds. It's here today, gone tomorrow.
And this brilliantly illustrates our main idea here. A viral post can open a door, but it doesn't build the house behind it. I really want you to let that sink in for a second. Going viral might get you in the room. It might give you a split second of the world's attention. But building trust, shaping perception, and creating long-term credibility, building the actual house, well, that requires the careful, strategic, and consistent system of public relations.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought to reflect on as you approach your own strategy. Are you just trying to open doors with unpredictable viral moments, or are you putting in the hard work to build the house behind them? Focusing on real credibility is what turns fleeting attention into lasting authority. Thanks so much for hanging out with us for this explainer, and I hope it helps you build something truly lasting.